Okay, recently, the Ogun State government, the Ogun State governor, Prince Dr. Abiodun, celebrated some Ogun State indigenes who have made some academic accomplishments, in different parts of the state. One of them is here with us in the studio. His name is Oladimeji Shotunde, 22-year-old, best graduating student of the Lagos State University, LASU. We graduated with 4.95 CPGA from the Department of Business Administration in the 2018-2019 session. He's here with us. He's from Abeokuta South local government area of Ogun State, and for his feat, he got a 2-bedroom bungalow and 2 million naira, 2-bedroom bungalow and 2 million naira from the state government. Congrats. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Good to see you. Now, we read your story, a long one, from indigent background, and you never thought you could actually get to this level and all of that. Now, what inspired your feat?
Okay, thank you very much. First, permit me to thank the management of the Ogun State Television for bringing me on board for this interview. I would also love to start by also thanking His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Ogun State, Prince Dr. Abiodun MFR, and every other person that contributed to this recognition. Yes, so regarding what propelled me towards achieving this feat, I would say that my mindset, to a large extent, contributed to this feat, because I knew where I was coming from, I knew my background. Just as I've always said in all my interviews, my dad was a mechanic and my mom is a pepper grinder. She grinds pepper in front of my house. So me knowing where I was coming from served as a propelling factor towards placing me on the pedestal for success.
Your dad was a mechanic?
Yeah.
Is he still a mechanic?
Yeah, of course, old age, he's gradually switching to, small contractor job, building and stuff like that.
And your mom was grinding pepper
Yes.
in front of the house. She still does that?
Yeah, no elderly women.
How did they fund your education?
It's a long story. It will start with, my dad is someone that is so passionate about education. There were points whereby my dad would always, sell his cars because my brother, we are from a family of 6, 2 boys and 2 girls, and I'm the last born. So my brother, the firstborn, is a chartered accountant, and how ICANN is very costly, so there were times whereby my dad would always sell some of his stuff just to fund our education, my sisters and everyone. So funding our education was not really easy, but based on the sacrifices that were made by my parents, we bless God for where we are today.
Now, what's the level of education of your parents?
Yeah, my dad is a primary 6 holder, is a primary school certificate holder. My mom, I think she went to secondary school. Yeah, that's their highest attainment.
But they believe so much in education. Now, all of you, the children, you all are educated?
Yes, we are all university graduates.
University graduate. Now, tell us, were you motivated also, or there were moments when you just felt discouraged, felt fed up with everything, the struggles, and then you just wanted to give up?
Okay, so are you referring to university life or?
Yes, life generally, particularly when you were trying to gain admission into university. All right,
let me start by saying it was not easy, because my dad, he did something striking. And what he did was that, I don't know, he believed so much in private school. Maybe he thought, public school, they might not really give him the best. So it happened that I changed school about 3-4 times. When we go to this private school, after some time, if the money is high, we'll change to another one. So I went to about 4 different private schools in between primary and SS2, because I didn't do SS3. While when I was in SS1, I wrote GCE. SS1 going to SS2, I wrote GCE and I passed. So I didn't see the need to do the general YEC they do in SS3, so I didn't bother doing SS3. So I would say that it was not easy. It was not just easy. Let me put it that way. It was not just easy.
Now, did that affect you anyway? Probably when you got to 100 level and then you now looked back. Some of those things that you ought to have learned in SS3, you did not learn them, and then you now felt it missing when you found yourself in 100 level?
Not at all. We shouldn't forget that SS3 is basically revision. It's just like a revision of SS1 and SS2. So there was not really much vacuum.
You said you founded an academic group called Excel Minds Academic Group. What inspired you?
Okay, thank you very much. To start with, when I got admission into Lagos State University, I'm someone that is very much passionate about academics, and I love helping my colleagues when it comes to offering free academic services, tutorials, and what have you. So when I studied the environment, I saw that we didn't have a coordinated platform. That is, you just have something like social person tutorial, Oladimeji tutorial, Shotunde tutorial. Okay, I thought, why not let's bring all the scholars in the faculty under one umbrella, and let's call it a name. So I gave it Excel Minds Academic Group. So currently we cater for about 10,000 members, and what we do is we give free tutorials, trainings, we organize conferences, and we have really gone far. We went as far as donating a 2 million naira seat in arena just before I graduated from Lagos State University. So we have really achieved a lot. It was established in January 2017 when I was still in my 200 level.
Now, since when you were in 200, you put that tutorial platform together. Now, it means that all through your days in the university, you were very, very busy. How did you do it? You were helping others, and then it really did not affect you, because going through your biography also, I mean, I discovered that you had 5 points almost all through, and then you graduated with 4 points, and you were helping others, and then it did not affect you, your own academics.
Okay. Let me start by saying that I maximize campus life. Beyond the Excel Minds, I had other commitments beyond academics, and that is what a student needs, to thrive in the contemporary world of today. I was a pioneer executive of the first campus-led SGS movement we have in Nigeria. I was local coordinator, African Student for Liberty. I was an SDBN fellow. Currently, I'm a youth ambassador. I believe that it's not just enough to confine yourself to academics. There's more to life beyond academics. That is why I would always tell, the audience out there, those that are coming behind, that you need to build intelligence and not brilliance. Brilliance is when you know everything about something. Intelligence is when you know something about everything.
Oladimeji, tell us the extra things that you did beyond academics, within campus. I mean, I'm very interested in all of those things.
Okay, yeah, to start beyond academics, of course, I was indirectly involved in school politics, in as much as I didn't go for any position, but we support people to go for political, because the fact is you can't just sit back and expect things to change without ensuring active participation. Beyond that, social, 2 exams, I organized a dinner, social life. I was everywhere basically.
So it was not just book.
No. I do tell people I do just 1 hour a day and I'm okay.
You didn't do sports?
Sir?
You didn't do sports?
I do everything.
What sport did you do?
No, maybe this final year week or so ever, you just go to the school, what's it called, play football, play...
How did that help you academically? How did that shape your academic achievement, aspirations? Because so many people don't believe that, they only believe that only bookworms, end up with first class grades and all of that. How did all of those extras, help you?
Yeah, what people fail to realize is that when it comes to book, okay, let me use examination as the context now. There are some examination questions that do not require you to have read before you answer this question. You just need to be in the right state of mind. So by doing, and that's why I emphasize on intelligence. Intelligence, as I said, I engage in a lot of things, extracurricular activities, community service, SDGs, advocacy, and everything. So when you bring everything together, it's going to broaden your mindset. So that when you even come to the examination itself, you would have a lot of ideas to draw from to also put down. And don't forget I studied business administration. Business administration basically has to do with you building points, being able to write at length, developing ideas. So, yes.
Now, have you always been like this? I mean, from primary school, secondary school, how was your academics like?
Yeah, I would say that at some point I was not too consistent. Though I was the head boy when I was in primary school, but when I was in GSS1, I was very playful. I remember there was a time I took 20th position. Then when I moved to SS1, then I picked up again, and I think I was the best in commercial department then in Grand College. Then I wrote my GCE. So it has been a mix. So, but one thing is the potential was there, but perhaps maybe when you play too much and everything, you might not get really discover that potential.
That's quite striking. 20th position.
Yes.
And in the long run, you came out with the first class.
Yeah, that was in GSS2 or GSS1. I can't really collect. But my teacher was very angry with me. Then Oladimeji, blah blah blah.
What message will you actually send to the young ones that are watching us? Because it's possible for you to come 28 and you believe that life is over for you. And to parents too. Some parents who would say, oh, you came 28, it's over, What would be your message to them?
Yeah, this is the problem. The problem is that most parents, they believe that training a child basically has to do with you just paying their school fees, and perhaps that's all. There's something striking my dad. My dad does something every morning. I don't know. I'm very much closer to my dad than my mom. Yes. So every morning, my dad would always have a conversation with me while I was in school, in university. We talk minimum of 10 minutes every morning. Like my lecturers, I would tell him about this. So that interface was very much needed, and it helped me to a large extent because he knows everything, he knows the challenges I'm facing, and he was always willing to assist. So I would say that beyond just spending money on a child, there is a need for you to constantly engage with the child to know the challenges he or she is facing so that you can know where to come in.
And tell us about the school. LASU, some people will say you could only make first class in LASU, not in Ife, not in Unilag, not in Ibadan.
But the fact is, all the joking ways want to take their school as. Well, let me start by saying it was not easy. The more reason why 4.95 CGPA is the highest ever in the 37 years history of Lagos State University. To be told, LASU is not easy. It's just about 3 things are needed. You have to have a positive mindset. You have to understand your environment. You might be brilliant and everything, but if you don't understand your environment, it's a problem. And then thirdly, you have to frame your association meaningfully, those you work with. So LASU was not easy. LASU is a very complex, but we thank God.
You came in, and the mindset was just to graduate. Was never to have first class.
To be frank, I got into that system, just get the best out of the system. So it was my first semester result. I had the 4.78. That was what made me, okay, I think you can do this. Then I had the 4.86. Then from there, I was having a 5.0 consecutively.
But really, yes, you actually went through LASU, and then you allowed LASU to also go through you. That's very, very important. Through your extracurricular activities, and then even the academic activities and the rest of them. But do you think everybody can survive in that situation? I mean, maybe because you knew yourself, that was why you were able to combine all of those. Do you think anybody can survive in that situation, or all of those extracurricular activities can actually serve as distractions to some people?
Yeah, thank you for that question. That is very, very important. To be frank, not everyone would survive in that kind of setting because, for instance, I said I only read 1 hour a day. If you imitate that, he might even end up having less than a 2-point CGPA. So, we are wired differently.
And some of your friends might actually be, imitating
we have people that read 6 hours a day.
I mean, some of your friends will say, this person is reading 1 hour, let me also read 1 hour.
Yeah, I wouldn't even tell you I read 1 hour in order not to mislead you. And there are people that read 6 hours. We are just wired differently. You just have to study yourself, know what works for you. That's just it.
So, what next? What are your aspirations, really? Where 4.9, I mean, some persons will say, I want to go into the business world, considering what you studied. Yes. Some will say, I want to go back to my alma mater and then, give back. So what's your aspiration?
Yeah, thank you. I have 3 strategic imperatives to work on for now. That is, I have 3 areas of focus. Number 1 is I'm trying to pursue a career in management consulting. Yes, I plan on pursuing a career in management consulting. Number 2, I want to establish my edutech startup. Since I established an academic platform, I'm looking at how I can leverage technology and human competence to promote learning in Nigeria and Africa. So I want to work on establishing my edutech startup in the nearest term. And thirdly, I want to also engage, in SDGs advocacy. So basically, management consulting, edutech, and SDGs advocacy. So those are my 3 strategic imperatives for now. And currently, I'm serving in Lagos. So after that, I plan on going for my master's immediately abroad to gain international exposure. That would also help me in my edutech. That's why I want to reach innovation, entrepreneurship, and management. That's my area of focus.
Now, with your brain and other activities that you were involved in, and then your leadership ability, I'm sure you must have been the most sought after among the ladies. How were you able to?
I think that is very much inevitable. It's very, very inevitable. Ladies will always come by, but it's all about you knowing what you want. Throughout my stint in university, I only had she was my best friend. Her name is Priscilla Akwaja. She was my best friend. So she did well in, making those ladies not really disturb me because they would think I have a girlfriend, but in actual sense, we're not dating. So we're always together.
Anyway, just 22 anyway.
Just plus 23 February.
23 February. That's still quite young. Don't mind Dominic. Now, how does it feel for you that you schooled in Lagos State? Ogun State is celebrating you. You're an indigene of Ogun State. How does that make you feel?
Yeah, it makes me feel very, very excited and fulfilled because to a large extent, the Ogun State has been able to make a statement in Lagos State. And it has done well to also encourage people in Lagos State that are Ogun State indigenes that come. You can go to another man's land and really break barriers. So it's a good development.
So you're excited about all of that. Well, now, the day you were actually celebrated, the atmosphere, what did it bring to you? You were not only celebrated alongside some other people too.
Yes.
The atmosphere for you, how did you feel?
It was terrific, I must confess. It was similar to when I was also celebrated by Lagos State. You know, Lagos State government also gave me 5 billion naira and scholarship, and the atmosphere was very terrific there. But this one was, let me say, more terrific. I don't know, maybe because it was the second time the state governor was recognizing me. So people were like,
Second time?
Yes.
What was the first time?
The first time was by Governor Oladimeji Shotunde at the State House.
Oh, okay, Lagos, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
And for Imagine the BGS, he gave me 5 million naira and scholarship.
Did you ever imagine in your life that you will be hosted by governors? Governors of two big states, Lagos, Ogun.
To be frank, I never envisaged such. I never envisaged such.
What has that actually? What instruction? What lesson has that actually brought up for young Nigerians?
What it has taught me is that just be consistent at whatever you are doing, and more importantly, pray for grace.
If sitting with a millionaire makes one a millionaire, I think I should be a millionaire. But unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. Now, your parents were, let me use the word nobody. Yes. And you are somebody. Your parents were not celebrated,
artisans.
just artisans. You are now celebrated. What message do you want to say? What do you want to say to young minds out there who may actually be held back by their background, who are actually haunted by where they came from or the parents that brought them to the world, and they are thinking they cannot go further than where their parents have actually gone? Yes,
one thing is there is a popular quote that your background does not imply that your back should be on the ground. So they must always know that irrespective of whatever impediment or challenges, of course, there's no excuse for failure. That's just it. Just stay focused and more importantly be determined towards projecting your family name in good light. And that's what I've been able to do through my feet.
Now, you are the last born.
Yes, last.
The feet of your elder ones, I mean, you said one of your brothers, or your brother is a chartered accountant.
Yes, a chartered accountant.
Were you inspired in any way by the feats your elder ones achieved? I mean, maybe you were saying to yourself, if my elder ones are doing this, me too, I should be able to do this. Were you inspired in any way?
Okay, to start with, my elder siblings, they never had the first class, although they had a very good second class or PAC result. But I would say that I was inspired by them because my brother is currently a manager at Nigerian breweries. My sisters are also doing very well. So I would say that they have already laid a good foundation for me, but it was just left for me to just do something different in another way. And that was what happened.
Okay, I'm trying to see this. This is quite important. Now, in your journey, in your education journey in life, who will you say are the most inspiring or striking people that have actually made very strong contributions to your feat today?
Okay, yeah. Without disrespect, my mom played a big role, but my dad played a bigger role. As I said earlier, a single day would not pass without me having a conversation with my dad early in the morning.
Phone call?
No. We have a duplex. So I would always go up early in the morning around 6:30.
Okay.
To the radio.
Okay.
So he would off the radio. Hey, the magic then we'll start talking. I'm only school.
Okay, we're going from home to school.
Yes, we live not too far from Blasto, like 50-200 naira bus from Blasto.
Okay.
So, that's why I said that close interface with your child is very important. He knows all my lecturers by name, even as much as he has not seen them. We talk every day. So beyond the fact that I was financing the education and everything, we talk regularly, and he would always give me advice. Shebai.
Intelligence must actually be running in your veins, I mean, in the bloodline. Because for a primary 6 older to be guiding an higher institution, student. I think that means a lot. That means a lot.
There are times whereby I would always ruminate that had it been my dad was someone that maybe went to university, I really don't know where he would be today. The man is intelligent.
Now, let us look at your daily routine while you were in school. Daily routine. There are some people who are out there who also want to, graduate with a distinction. What is your daily routine like?
While I was in university?
Yes, when you were in the university.
I was always very, very tight. Commitments here and I was like, I don't want to say a governor while I was in school because you'll be popular, being the founder of Excel Man is the most popular this on campus. So I was very busy. There are times whereby I don't eat, not because I was not hungry, but commitments were always there.
It shows on you.
My schedule was always tight. So I really don't pray for people to have that kind of commitment because I don't think they will be able to cope. I don't think they'll be able to cope.
Okay, Oladimeji, as a closing, it is easy for you to now, should I say, create a wall between you and the society because of your feet, first class. Some people will say, oh, I have first class. I can't do this. I can't do that. I can't come near you and all of that. Is that the kind of person you are?
When the Lagos State listen happened, when I was declared the our best graduate students, people would always message me, and I'm someone that I'm very active on WhatsApp. Even when I was in school, like I'm very, very active. Like WhatsApp is like my life because I do almost everything on WhatsApp. We coordinate all the exam and everything on WhatsApp. So when you message me and I respond within seconds, they'll be like, wow, they never expect that. Even till now, if you message me on WhatsApp, I would always respond to you promptly because I don't see the need to change because of I don't see this as something that should change me.
Exactly, because there are so many first-class candidates in Nigeria, and again, what do you think you will really add to the society as we close this interview?
One thing, as I said, my area of focus is education. And one way I think I'm going to add to Ogun State, to Nigeria and Africa is that I'm looking at changing the entire landscape of education in Nigeria and by extension Africa. To be factual, the curriculum we currently have in Nigeria cannot move us forward. We are practicing a curriculum that perhaps was applicable in year 2000. That curriculum cannot move. So in my own capacity, that's what I want to achieve through my edutech startup, introduce contemporary teachings, things that are relevant now, things that can make those that are coming up to think in such a way that is going to project Nigeria development. So that's my target.
What will you say to the governor of the state, finally, again?
I just want to thank about 3, 4, or 5 persons. Let me start from His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Ogun State, who is Dr. Dapo Abiodun MFR. I want to say a very big thank you to the governor. Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate your kind gesture. To the First Lady, I want to thank you for your presence at my completion ceremony back in December 16, 2020. That is my Excellency, Mrs. Bamdele Abiodun. I want to thank the Special Assistant to the Governor of Youth and Sports, Comrade Oladimeji Lawal. I want to thank the Special Assistant to the Governor of Student Matters, Comrade Adeyemi Aziz. I want to thank the Commissioner for Education, Professor Aribagu Abayomi. Thank you so much. And every other person that contributed. Thank you so much.
We want to thank Ogun State Television.
I want to thank OGTV for giving me this platform. Thank you so much, Mr. Dominic. Thank you.
It's a pleasure. Thank you so much for also coming. Oladimeji Shotunde, 23-year-old, the best graduating student at Lagos State University, Business Administration 2018-2019 from Abeokuta South. You're in Abeokuta South.
Okay, Shadia.
Okay, that's the program. Dominic, you have to go.
Yes, we have to go. We also want to say thank you for staying tuned to the People's Daily since 6:30 when we opened the studio up till this present moment. I'm Dominic Agbeha on behalf of my colleague Biodu Alabi. Otojo will be here tomorrow, but we are going to be back here next week Monday. In between time, we have a fantastic day ahead. The world is under your feet, so ride on it.
Assam Hotel and Suites, VFS Suites.